Those have stated their happiness in large numbers after prayers began in the Gyanvapi cellar following the court order to that effect. We've seen how prayers are being held 5 times a day as things move ahead in the judiciary. But some continue to fearmonger. Prime among them is AIMIM President Asaduddin Owaisi. Owaisi has followed up with "Muslims are afraid like Jews were" remark that he made by repeating that mosques are being snatched away. The AIMIM chief has issued an appeal to keep mosques populated and ensure that there are always people there. He said that the reason for this is that mosques are being snatched away.
उन माओं से, उन बहनों से, उन बुजुर्गों से अपील है कि भारत की मस्जिदों को आबाद रखिए। हर बाप की जिम्मेदारी है कि जब बच्चा बड़ा हो जाए तो अपने साथ औलाद को सिर्फ जुम्मे के दिन या ईद की नमाज में या रमजान में नहीं बल्कि रोज मस्जिद को लेकर जाओ। आप मस्जिद को आबाद तो वही लोग करेंगे जो अल्लाह पर ईमान रखते, अल्लाह से डरते और आखिरत पर यकीन करते हैं और अल्लाह के सिवा किसी से नहीं डरते। तो अपनी मस्जिदों को आबाद रखो। दिल्ली में 600 साल पुरानी मस्जिद को शहीद करके रख दिए। अब आप देख रहे तमाशे जो हो रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से मस्जिद को छीन लिया जाए।
This is the latest bid by Owaisi to fearmonger. Remember, it comes just a day after Owaisi had also attacked the Modi government in the Lok Sabha while replying in the motion of thanks for the president's address. There, Owaisi had said that under the Modi government, Muslims are now in fear, like Jews had been during Hitler's reign.
हमारे वजूद को खतरा है और मैं बड़ी जिम्मेदारी के साथ कह रहा हूं कि जज्बात में लाए बगैर कह रहा हूं कि आज 17 करोड़ मुसलमान अपने आप को ऐसा समझते हैं कि जिस ज़माने में हिटलर के ज़माने में यहूदी अपने आप को समझते थे।
Well, Owaisi is not alone. The Jamaat-e-Islami Hind has also not just rubbished the ASI report, but has also said there is unrest. In fact, the JEI Hind vice president has also spoken about it. The South Cellar is part of the mosque. That's a claim that was made, apart from saying that the problem is that the court should do justice. But recently, 24 petitions have been given in the court against Gyanvapi Mosque. But the truth is that in the cellar, puja was never done. The ASI report has been discussed in the court. The ASI report can be right or wrong. This is the claim that has been made by the leader. And such fear-mongering has only continued. The controversy in the opposition to the Hindu prayers at Gyanvapi is only escalating. In fact, the Anjuman Intizamiya Committee in Varanasi has also protested the order for worship and has accused the CRPF as well. In fact, the Masjid Committee says that the decision was unilateral and that the CRPF is also part of the conspiracy wherein the idols were placed in the basement. My colleague Niyamika is joining us on the broadcast. Niyamika, celebrations on one side, on several devotees, they are celebrating the fact that after so many years, prayers are finally being conducted there, artis and pujas being conducted. But it is important to mention that this puja is happening only after the court gave its go-ahead. But despite that, the fear-mongering continues, and so does dismissing of the ASI report that was submitted to the court.
Well, absolutely, as that is the reason why this entire country is celebrating for the puja which is being done in the Gyanvapi Mosque. But on the other hand, we have also seen that how several of the Muslim organizations were not really happy with this fact, and that is the reason why a meeting had also taken place recently in which the Asaduddin Owaisi had also participated, and he has also addressed a press conference. And it is the allegation of these Muslim organizations that all these mosques are getting targeted by the current government. There is an injustice which is being done in these mosques, and that is the reason why we have also seen the recent statement of Asaduddin Owaisi in which he has said that these mosques are getting targeted and it is the responsibility of the Muslim community of the country to save these mosques. So that kind of statement is coming on the part of Asaduddin Owaisi, but it is also needed to be mentioned here that this is not the very first time when such kind of statement has come on his part, but it is worrisome on the other side as well, because not just Owaisi but there are several other Muslim organizations organizations who have also come up regarding this entire matter, which also includes Jamaat-e-Islami Hind, whose vice president has given a statement in which he has said that ASI's report was not being discussed. This report can be right or wrong, but it should have been discussed. And he has also said that there is an injustice which is being done to all these mosques, whether it is Gyanvapi or the Suneri Bagh Masjid, which is here in the national capital. And he has said that that all the politicians as well as the courts needs to do justice. They should not do injustice to all these mosques and target the one particular community in this country. So that is quite worrisome, the manner in which all these voices are coming up, the manner in which these statements are being given. It is not right for the society as well, and that is the reason why some people have also showed concern regarding such meetings, regarding such statements which are coming on the part of these Muslim organizations.
Absolutely, and the fear-mongering continues because Owaisi on one hand went on to say that the mosques should be populated because mosques are under threat. He is completely negating the fact that these are orders that have come in from the court. Only after that is the puja being conducted, and he has been making such statements saying Muslims are under threat. And apart from, of course, many of these Muslim bodies calling for a protest, yet they had called for a bandh, but also accusing the CRPF of being in connivance and ensuring that there was an idol that was placed inside, rejecting the ASI report completely.
Well, absolutely. They are not just questioning the government of India, they are also questioning the court's order as well. And that is the reason why Asaduddin Owaisi, along with the other Muslim organizations, held a meeting, and they had also called for a bandh. They are questioning the order which was being given by the court, as we have seen that how the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind vice president has given a statement. He has said and questioned the court's order. He said that injustice is being done to the mosque, injustice is being done to the Muslim community, and he has also said that all the politicians as well as the courts need to understand that law should be prevailed in the country. So that kind of remarks are coming on the part of these organizations as well as Asaduddin Owaisi, who has said that it is the responsibility of the Muslim community to protect the mosque in the country.
Because things are going on smoothly as we are seeing, Nyamika, and despite that, such fear-mongering is only going to vitiate the atmosphere. Thank you for joining us with those details. Well, there has been a sensational development in regard to the Aurangzeb to build a mosque. Times Now has in fact accessed the entire RTI response, and the query was filed by Ajay Pratap Singh, who is a resident of Mainpuri in Uttar Pradesh. He had asked in his RTI query for the details from a 1920 document about a monument that was called, and I quote, portions of the Katra mound which are not in possession of the Nazul tenants, on which formerly stood a temple of the Keshava Deva, which was dismantled, and the site utilized for the mosque of Aurangzeb, which is located in the locality and the district of Mathura. So this RTI had sought details from the 1920 record of that precise monument. In response, the ASI has attached the relevant Gazette document from 1920. It was published in the United Provinces Gazette. Remember, United Provinces is what Uttar Pradesh was called in the British Raj. The document contains a list of monuments, and at item number 37, the documents on your screen as well, the 1920 document lists a monument with the exact same description. The Katra mound where stood a temple of Keshava Deva, which was dismantled, and the site used to build a mosque by Aurangzeb. It then goes on to list the location where this monument is located. And the answer is Mathura, which is Mathura, how it was referred before. So what this really establishes is that over 100 years ago as well, it was known and recorded in the official documents as a Krishna temple that stood at the site in Mathura and was destroyed, and the site turned into a mosque by Aurangzeb. My colleague Manish is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Manish, this is extremely significant. The RTI query answers and puts into record with documents that have been provided as well to speak what many have been talking about already and something that was known to the local residents.
देखिए बिल्कुल हिंदू पक्ष के जो तमाम वाद दायर हैं जिनको एक साथ करके हाई कोर्ट में सुनवाई चल रही है, उनके पास भी जो सरकारी दस्तावेज है उसमें भी इस बात का जिक्र है कि शाही ईदगाह के नाम कोई भी भूखंड, कोई भी जमीन राजस्व अभिलेखों में दर्ज नहीं है। नगर निगम में जो टैक्सेशन की प्रोसेस होती है, बिजली का जो कनेक्शन है, वो मंदिर श्री कृष्ण जन्मभूमि मंदिर के नाम पर ही है और उसी के नाम से जो टैक्सेशन की जो प्रोसेस होती है वो नगर निगम मथुरा वसूलता है और श्री कृष्ण जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट उसको पे करता है। तो ये जो है अब और पुष्टि हुई है, जो आरटीआई में एसडीएम के यहाँ से जानकारी मिली है, मथुरा एसडीएम के यहाँ से, वहां पे जमीन के अभिलेखों में इस चीज की जानकारी दी गई है कि शाही ईदगाह के नाम से कोई चीज दर्ज नहीं है। भारत सरकार का जो एएसआई है, जो आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया, उसमें जो जवाब दाखिल किया गया है उससे भी हिंदू पक्ष के आधार को, जो दावा है, उसे और मजबूती मिलती है। तो एक तरफ ज्ञानव्यापी जहां पर पूजा का अधिकार उसी एएसआई सर्वे के आधार पर मिला और एएसआई सर्वे रिपोर्ट में जो तमाम तथ्य थे, जिसमें मंदिर होने के प्रमाण, सनातन संस्कृति से जुड़े हुए जो स्थापत्य में मंदिर में जो चीजें यूज की जाती हैं वो तहखाने में मिली थी, उसके आधार पर पूजा का अधिकार दिया गया। ऐसे में शाही ईदगाह और जो श्री कृष्ण जन्मभूमि का मामला है उसमें एएसआई के इस जानकारी से हिंदू पक्ष को न केवल मजबूती मिली है बल्कि हिंदू पक्षकारों का यह कहना भी है कि ये जो नए तथ्य सामने आए इन्हें कोर्ट में रखा जाएगा और इसके आधार पर वहां पर अपने मामले को तेजी से जल्द सुनवाई के लिए जो एएसआई की टीम एएसआई से सर्वे कराने की जो बात है उसको और पुख्ता तौर पर रखा जाएगा।
Okay, all right. This is extremely significant, especially considering the legal battle that's also currently underway. We also have Kritzween joining us on the broadcast. Manish, request you to stay on with us. So, Kritzween, take us through the details. Take us through the details of the RTI. In fact, before that, Kritzween, request you to stay on with us. The one who had filed the RTI, Ajay himself, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, Ajay ji. आपको जो response मिला है, क्या आप उसके details हमें बता सकते हैं? What does it say?
एक आरटीआई हमने डाली थी इसकी कृष्ण जन्मभूमि शाही ईदगाह मस्जिद एएसआई के अधीन प्रोटेक्टेड है। तो 1920 में इसको एएसआई ने प्रोटेक्ट किया था, तो उसका हमने आरटीआई डाली थी, उसका जवाब मिला था हमको।
अच्छा, क्या लिखा है जवाब में?
जी हाँ, द पोर्शंस ऑफ कटरा माउंट विच आर नॉट इन पोजिशन ऑफ नुजुल टेनेंट्स on which formerly stood a temple of Keshavdev, which was dismantled and the site utilized for the mosque of Aurangzeb। ये आया था। तो इसमें डिसमेंटल और वर्ड जो है उसका लीगल ग्लोसरी जो है इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की है उसमें है टू डिसेबल, हिंदी में खोल डालना होता है। डिसमेंटल, डिस्ट्रॉय और डेमोलिश, इनमें बहुत बेसिक डिफरेंस है। तो हमने अपने सूट में बोला है कि ये जो शाही ईदगाह मस्जिद है, इसकी जो बिल्डिंग है वो मूल ढांचा है कृष्ण जन्म स्थान मंदिर का, और जो ऊपर गुम्बद है वो मंदिर के ही भाग हैं। ये है हमारा।
ओके
जी।
तो अभी जो लीगल बैटल चल रहा है उसके लिए ये कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा? टेक अस थ्रू हाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प द लीगल बैटल, बिकॉज इट मेंशन्स द एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन जैसे आपने बताया।
जी 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 जी, ये लीगल में हमारा बेसिक एविडेंस ही है ये। इससे प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट सेक्शन 4 और का सबसेक्शन 3A अप्लाई नहीं होगा। मतलब प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट नहीं अप्लाई होता है इस पे। जो कहा जाता है कि ये प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट से भी बार्ड है, जो सूट ट्रायल चल रहे हैं। तो हमारा इसमें सूट नंबर 7 है कृष्ण जन्मभूमि ट्रायल में। हाँ। तो हमारा सूट उसमें बार्ड नहीं है।
और ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स के साथ आपको प्रोवाइड किया गया है इन दिस आरटीआई?
हाँ, पूरा नोटिफिकेशन दिया है 1920 का एएसआई ने आरटीआई के रिप्लाई में।
ओके ओके, ऑल राइट। अजय प्रताप सिंह जी, आपका बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। सो द आरटीआई petitioner joining us on the broadcast, speaking about the significance of it and the response that he received. Kritzween, if you can detail the response that he received in this RTI query.
Okay, I'm going to quickly break this in two parts. Pratibha, this is the information sought. Please provide the complete notification, details of the monument, name, portions of the Katra Mount which are not in the possession of Nazul tenants, on which formerly stood a temple of Keshav Deva, which was dismantled and the site utilized for the Mosque of Aurangzeb, which is located in the locality and district Mathura, had preliminary and final notification numbers and dates. As mentioned, this is what was sought, the information sought, and this is the 1920 document that the activist himself was talking about as well. I'm going to quickly go to point number 37, and this is the response that he's talking about, which makes it so very interesting. 37 point says the portion of Katra Mound which are not in the possession of Naxal tenants, on which formerly stood a temple of Keshav Deva, which was dismantled and the site utilized for the Mosque of Aurangzeb, and the location is Mathura, which is Mathura. So this pretty much gets substantiated with the response that's coming from the ASI. This is the document that the ASI has attached, and the information that was sought by the RTI activist found this response as part of the 1920 document which is attached here.
Okay, saying in as many words that there was a temple of Krishna here, but it was destroyed and then a mosque was built with the documents being provided